Hello, YouTube world. I am ready to get going, go live on Instagram. So I'll get that going here in just a second. Tonight, we are talking all about the F8 announcements from Facebook that happened mostly yesterday. So I am going to go ahead and launch Instagram. If you come back to watch this on the replay, you're going to want to jump ahead as I get started on Instagram, as we start chatting over there, kind of do some intros, that sort of thing. And then we'll go ahead and jump into the topic at hand. So you'll probably want to jump ahead at least a couple minutes in this video while watching on the replay. Let me get all of this set up because, of course, everything went off. There we go. Get everything realigned. All the fun joys of technology. And we are going live, assuming it cooperates. Always fun. Come on, Instagram. You can do it. All right, let's do this again. And we will take off the Wi-Fi because technology doesn't always like me. We're going to try this again. Hello to the Instagram world. I am Jen Herman. We are live streaming here on Instagram. We're also live streaming on YouTube. So if you come back and watch the replay here on Instagram, this will be available for 24 hours. But as soon as this broadcast is done, it will also be available over on YouTube because I'm live streaming there as well. Mike Alton is in the house, first one in the room. We've got Perfect Planning. We've got Teresa Manogram. We got Out of My Blooming Mind. My girl Danny is here. Living a Life of Randy is here. So good to see all of you. Thank you for showing up tonight. We are talking about the F8 announcements that came out yesterday. So I am going to go ahead and throw that up in the chat. F8. Trying to type and talk at the same time, and you guys know I am horrible at doing this. All right, there we go. We'll go ahead and post that one. And we'll get you pinned so everyone can see what we're talking about. All right, we got Robin the Artist is here as well. Jessica is here. So thank you to all of you who have tuned in live. As I said, we are going to be talking about F8 and all the announcements that came out in the conference mostly yesterday. There was a big opening keynote and then a number of sessions that immediately followed that, talking more specifically about each individual platform within the Facebook family. Things like WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, and then obviously Facebook. So we're going to talk about all that, break it all down for you guys so you guys know everything that is going on and what you need to know as a marketer. F8 is a little bit more for developers usually. It's a little bit less for the actual marketers in the kind of house. But of course, we all show up because we all want to know what's coming too. So it was really good to see a lot of this information that was shared. So super excited about it. We have a bunch of people that have popped in. We've got Shavana Smith is in here. Ken at Watson KS is here. We've got Dustin, my good friend Dustin is here. Good to see you as well. We got 247 Weekend here. So hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. For those of you who popped in a little bit late, we will be talking about the F8 announcements. This will probably be a full broadcast. We'll probably get close to that hour because I'm sure we'll go down some rabbit holes. I know a lot of the people here watched the announcement yesterday. So as much as I have to share and talk about, I'm sure you guys have input as well, and I want that input. So please feel free to jump in the comments and share your kind of key takeaways, anything that you maybe noticed that I didn't notice, that sort of stuff. So we will make this an open dialogue and conversation. So Vets for Biz is here as well. Good to see you. Eileen Dreams is here. Thank you for joining in. So... and Ask Evie, my girl, Yvonne, is in the house. Dustin, Evie saying, I'm here. It's about time. You're all 3 minutes late, girl. And I even started a minute late because you guys, I swear to God, maybe it's because I'm live streaming on YouTube now. If you guys don't realize I'm doing that, I'm also live streaming on YouTube simultaneously. And so maybe that's pulling my bandwidth, but every time I try to go live on Instagram at home now, I literally can't go live when I'm on my Wi-Fi. Like I have to disconnect my Wi-Fi. So I sit here and I try multiple times and I'm all ready to get started. And then it doesn't happen and it just never connects. And I have to log out of Instagram. I have to go and disable my Wi-Fi, come back in and wait for Instagram to let me go live. So the last few shows, I've actually come on like a good minute late. And I usually try to come on a minute or two early. So you got to love technology. What are you going to do about it? Destin was saying, I still haven't caught up on any of the announcements. It's been a busy week. Well, then you are in the right place because we're going to talk about it all. And if any of you are in the same boat as Destin and did not get to watch any of the announcement, this is the place to be because we're going to talk about all of it. Out of my blooming mindset, I feel stupid. I'm not understanding. So for those of you, if you're not familiar with the F8 conference, this is the big conference that Facebook puts on for developers every year. And it's up in the Bay Area. Actually, my friend Stephanie, Hey Stephanie, is her user handle on Instagram. She is amazing. And for the record, if you want to go to lightscameralive.com, I think that's right. Lights Camera Live. Oh my God, is that the right article? That's the right site? Let me just make sure that's the right site. Lights Camera. Is it lightscameraalive.com? I want to make sure I give you guys the right link because I totally gave you the wrong link. So yes, it is lightscameraalive.com. And my girl Stephanie has a blog post up that she did a full recap of the F8 conference yesterday. She's at the conference. She was lucky enough to go this year, so she was literally in the hall watching the keynote go live. So that was really cool. So she has a huge recap of the whole event as well. And that's a great article if you want to read that and get more feedback. But so anyways, the F8 conference is that big conference that Facebook puts on. And it is meant to kind of, like I said, work more with developers and let them know what's coming out in the coming months into the year of Facebook. They usually give their strategy and their kind of roadmap going forward for the next number of years, the next 5 to 10 years, and where they see that growth and what they see changing. And it's this whole big kind of unveiling of new features and all the things that are coming to the Facebook family of apps. So that was the whole thing, and that's what we're breaking down tonight because they gave us a bunch of updates. One of which I'm like so excited about. You guys have no idea how excited I am for this one new feature. And some of you know which one it is because I've already been talking about it in some private groups over on Facebook. But when I get to it, I am so excited. I'm so excited. You just do wait. And it's not one that most people would probably expect. That a lot of people are like so not excited about this update. I think it's the best thing ever. Ask Evie said she's in the middle of boxes. Yeah, Evie just moved, you guys. She literally moved yesterday, so she is here. She is probably sitting on a pillow on a floor because she probably didn't find her furniture under all the boxes because she's literally hasn't even been in her house for 24 hours. 247 weekend. It's 24/7 weekend. Got it. See, this is why I hate usernames. I always make a fool of myself. It inevitably always happens. We got Brad Friedman. We got Funky Pit Production is here as well. Foster's, I'm not even sure how to pronounce this because this is why I'm horrible at usernames. But I'm assuming it's either Foster Schleens, maybe? Something like that? I don't know. I'm horrible. Please tell me if I'm horribly wrong. Simply Social Media is here. Good to see you, sweetie. Lindsay Fraser is here as well. Dustin said he's jumping over to YouTube. I see Danny over on YouTube. I don't see Dustin on YouTube, but I see Danny over here on YouTube. So yes, if you are following Jen's trends over on YouTube, you can watch this live on YouTube simultaneously. There Dustin is. He's saying I'm here. So I can see you in the chat now. I can't actually see who's like the guest because I have all these things going on my screens. All right, so we've also got Matt Elder UK is here. Mike Alton put the link in. It's lightscameraalive.com for Stephanie's blog. Asky said, so bummed I couldn't meet her. Why did they have to put it right on the day of the move? Don't they know? Of course. I mean, Facebook planned their entire conference around the day you had to move, sweetie. I mean, obviously. I would expect the same, right? I mean, Instagram should know when I'm doing things and not plan updates on the busiest weeks of my calendar. I'm just saying. I swear they do that shit on purpose. Stadio is here as well. Everyone's laughing at me. Watson KS, Ken said, ask you how dare they not coordinate with your schedule. He said, which one? Oh, I'm going to get there. Don't you worry. I'm going to get there. And Foster's telling me I got his name correctly, so that's a good start. In layman's terms, joined as well. Simply Social said, Julie's in the building. Last post for the day is done. Woohoo! Celebrating for that. That is amazing. And then we've got Sari Underwood photo is here as well. So, and then Carnanza 10 just joined us as well. All right, you guys, I don't want to waste any more time rambling. I want to jump into the nitty gritty. I want to get to the good stuff because there was so much good stuff. So, like I said, some of you may have heard some of these announcements. You may not have heard them. You may not have heard everything about them. And we're going to give a little bit more context to them as well so that you guys will really have a broad understanding of everything that kind of came out for an announcement. Watson KS at Instagram, don't do anything on social media day, June 30th. Oh, I'm sure they're going to drop something too, because they always do it during Social Media Marketing World. Why wouldn't they do it on Social Media Day, right? I'm just saying. Leaders Who Celebrate has joined us as well. Okay, so first, starting off with Facebook. So when Mark came out to the stage, now again, normally this is a very developer-focused conference, and most people in attendance are usually developers that do the apps and all these things that integrate with Facebook. So he did come out. He completely acknowledged in his own words that being a developer for Facebook apps has recently been very difficult. He made light of it while seriously being honest and apologetic to the situation. He was very open about the fact that he knows this has been a really tough period of time to be a developer. As many of you might know, they have recently done a lot with the API, which all these apps have to approve to get in through the API to be able to connect through Facebook. And Facebook, they had all these plans to kind of, do these, we're going to deprecate these services and we're going to turn these things off coming up. And a lot of those things weren't supposed to happen until June, July, August type timeframes. And all of a sudden they came out and went, meh, and they just shut them all off. I did talk about this in a previous video about the whole recent congressional hearings and the whole Cambridge Analytica and all that kind of stuff. So you can go back and watch those videos over on my YouTube channel if you want to catch up on those. But it was definitely him coming forward and acknowledging the fact that, it has sucked. It has been tough. They have made it really hard for developers, but they have reasons behind doing this. He was apologetic. He was also very explanatory from that perspective, being like, look, we had to do this. And it's, as much as they want to keep the developers happy, the developers are a small portion and they really need to keep the users happy. And if the users aren't happy or if they're skeptical or not trusting Facebook, then everybody loses. So he had to make these choices as a company. So he started off with that. He was very apologetic, which I thought was really nice. He really did touch on the whole Cambridge Analytica specifically by name. He talked about the whole situation, the data privacy. He later on made a joke about if a friend happens to be testifying in front of Congress, and everyone kind of laughed, including him. He was very calm. He wasn't his normal anxious self on stage. He was actually much more calm and much more conversational, much more relatable from a perspective. So I'm sure he's had some coaching and I'm sure he's gotten better because he's been doing more of these things and maybe being a family man and maybe having testified in front of Congress and surviving that. He figured, screw it, I'll survive F8. Those are all people that love me. So whatever the situation was, he was definitely much better on stage this year. But that being said, he did come out, like I said, he apologized. He kind of started off talking about the whole privacy data concerns. He talked about the GDPR. So again, if you need information on GDPR, that was in a recent video that I have up on YouTube as well, where we talked about that and some of the changes that are coming. And then there's also a great article that I shared in my Facebook group about everything you need to know about the GDPR. So if you're not a member of Jen's Trends in Social Media, that Facebook group, go and request to join. I'll add you in there. And there's a great article that one of my friends wrote about all the information on GDPR that you need to know. So he talked about all that. Then he got started and started talking about what's coming new to Facebook. So let me just catch up on some comments that came in here really quick. AskEV said, not sure if you'll be able to squish all that into 1 hour. AKA sucks right now is from Mike Alton and talking about being a developer. AskEV said she got an email this morning that bots are back up. Yes, that's what I'm going to be talking about here in just a second. And Watson KS said, Mark grew up. He did. He's a big boy now. So we got Jeffster281 is in the house as well, and Michael He just joined us. So for those of you tuning in late, we are talking about all the F8 announcements from yesterday. So starting out about Facebook, just so you know, as Evie just said, chat bots are back. Just so you know, it's all good. There was previously that embargo for the last few weeks where you could not create new chat bots. That has now been lifted. They have also opened up the API again. So a lot of these apps that were out there that didn't have the ability to go in and reapprove through the API because they were still on lockdown from a lot of that perspective, that has been opened up. So a lot of the apps that were still waiting on that opportunity to reauthorize now have that functionality to do so. So of course that made everybody in the room very happy because these were the issues that all these developers were having problems with that Mark referenced when he said he knows it sucked to be a developer lately. That's for Biz said, are they going to stop putting the brakes on posts they don't like, i.e. conservative or are they going to stop putting the brakes on posts they don't like, for example, conservative posts? What they are doing, I don't believe that they're necessarily favoring, whether it's liberal or conservative or that sort of thing, to be completely honest. I don't think they're doing that. There's a lot of other things that are going on in the background, and they're doing a lot to change the transparency of articles that are coming out. So what that issue is, I'm not really, I don't want to get into that right now because that gets very political. And I don't want to go down that road of political, and especially in terms of this conversation. That's definitely a different conversation to be had. James is here from Singapore. It is great to see you as well. I know it is the middle of the night, so I know you'll come back and catch the replay, but thanks for stopping in and saying hi. So, all right, so one of the first things that they're talking about from Facebook was a big announcement that a lot of us kind of already knew was coming if you've been in this space, that they're launching watch parties. So for example, I could be live streaming this on Facebook and I could create a watch party. And that watch party would basically be an opportunity to put a video in the group. It could be a live video or it could be a pre-recorded video that you upload to play at a certain time. And everyone in the group can watch it at that same time. So it's all of your friends getting together to watch it, almost like watching a show. So let's say something is, like this is going live and you want to have the interaction and the comments and all that kind of stuff going back and forth. You could have all of that. It would allow you to bring in something that was previously recorded, so you wouldn't have to be a live video. Obviously, we already get this engagement on live video. So this would be the chance to do something from something pre-recorded, episodic type content, something that you've done in a different time that you now want to play back for your audience. Webinar style content, things like that are a great way that you could use this tool. And then you'd have live interactions. Now, I don't know the full rollout details of this in terms of when this is coming to everybody, whether or not you'll be able to schedule these events, like if you could actually send out like a schedule announcement, kind of like an event type thing, or if it's something where you just have to say, hey, we're going to do this at 6 p.m., be there. So we still have to kind of work out how all this is going to work. I did see one watch party going on in a group today. I did not have time to really jump into it though. So obviously it is rolling out. People are getting access to this. But in terms of how well it will be used and implemented, has yet to be seen. So it'll be interesting to see if this does anything as well for third-party tools, things like OBS, which is a third-party tool that allows you to, to take video that you can then put into a group and kind of like a live type thing, and then you can have all that interaction, but you can upload things that were previously recorded, all these types of things that are going on through third-party tools. Facebook's trying to make it now basically in the app through their own service. So how that will impact other third-party tools, don't really know. Again, we're going to have to see how this rolls out. I just noticed Dustin chimed in over here on YouTube, and he just said he was just lurking. He says, I'm continuing my new office video set project. That's awesome. While he's listening. And he was definitely on some sort of relaxers referring to Mark Zuckerberg yesterday, because like I said, he was not his normal Mark Zuckerberg self. That is for sure. Okay, so also on Facebook, so they're adding the groups tab. Oh, and then Watson KS just said he's not seeing a schedule option. So it sounds like Ken was able to jump in there and look at that watch party tool, but not seeing the schedule option. So again, this may be a feature they roll out down the road as more people use them. We'll kind of have to see how this really becomes a full use service if they continue to roll this out the way they're planning to. They're adding the groups tab. So I've actually had this for a while. I got it in an early rollout. But when you go to Facebook mobile, there is now a little 3 kind of person icon for groups. So you can tap on that and you can see the groups that you most commonly interact with. And you can tap into there and you can see then which ones have like most, like have a recent post that you haven't seen, that kind of stuff. Then you can go right into that group, jump in there. So you don't have to go and search for the group or try to go find it in a separate tab. They're making it super, super easy to get into groups. Huge push on groups. They've been pushing groups for like the last year, and it ain't getting any easier, you guys. They are pushing hard on groups. So you really, really need to think about that. That being said, like I mentioned, if you're not a member of Jen's Trends and Social Media Facebook group, go request to join. It's awesome. We're a pretty good group, if I do say so myself. They're also going to be adding a join group plugin for developers to put on things like your email, to put on your website, those sorts of things where you can literally have a join group button that they can click on and then immediately go to your group to be able to join your group. This is great. Again, a huge push for groups. So not just like, not the Facebook page follow, but the actual join group button as well. So that's another great way to push people towards your group and try to grow that engagement in the group, which groups are getting way, way better engagement than pages are. Vets Forbid says he doesn't think I have enough screens going on. Oh, you have no idea. I've got the laptop, I've got the secondary screen over here, and then I've got Instagram, and I've got Facebook open, I've got YouTube open, I've got Instagram open, I've got other tabs open, I've got notes on my desk. Like there's a lot of technology going on in this hub behind the camera that you guys can't see right now. So we got Mariana is here as well. And then Ask Evie said, the groups are way worth it if you do the work. Absolutely. Again, just like anything else, you need to put time and energy into the group. You need to moderate. You need to be present. You need to be creating content and conversations in the groups. But if you're doing it, it is 100% valuable to you. And because Facebook is pushing them, they get good reach and they get good engagement. Okay, you guys, no joke. What I'm super excited about. The whole new thing, the new feature that Facebook is doing that I am legit excited for. Facebook is starting a dating app. Yes, a legit dating app for Facebook. You guys, as a single mom who's out there doing the whole online dating thing, trust me, I am super excited about Facebook dating. Like, you have no idea how excited I am to try this out. I legitimately want this now. I want beta. I want in. Like, you have no idea how badly I want to try this out. So, Watson K said, my ADD nightmare with your screens. And Ask Evie said, hashtag millions of tabs open, just like the female brain. So for the dating, here's the thing, you guys. This is why it's like, it makes obvious sense. Like, people have been saying, why aren't Facebook doing a dating app forever? I mean, they have 2 billion users. How are they not using it for dating services? And a lot of it has to do with privacy and control and concerns. And this was very, very, very stressed by Mark in terms of the privacy and the security that would be affiliated with their dating service app. Watson is saying, shake my head. Mike Alton said, I think we have some idea how excited you are now. And you're all laughing at me and I love it. But this isn't just something where they're like, oh, we're going to throw in a dating app. Like, it's going to be completely separate from Facebook, from your profile. Meaning, when you go into the dating app, it's only your first name. Your last name will not appear. It is not connected to your Facebook profile in the sense that people in the dating app will not see anything on your profile. And it will not show you any of your friends in the dating matches. So it's not going to turn around and be like, oh, you should match with this person who you're already friends with. So they're not going to like hook you up with people that you already know. It's a chance to meet new people. And it's going to be very event focused in the sense of like, it'll show you events that are going on in your area, in your, city, county, surrounding areas. And you can choose to say, oh, I want to look at that event. Meaning, let's say there's like a wine tour going on that I wanted to go to, or maybe there's an art gallery, showing going on that I want to go to, or maybe there's a concert that I want to go to. When I unlock that event, I will now be able to see all of the potential people who are going to that event within that app that I would potentially then start a conversation with and meet up with at that event. So you're meeting people to potentially date at an event you already have interest in going to. So it's not just one of these like random, here, meet some random person. You're meeting people that have similar interests that are at an event you're already thinking of wanting to attend. And now you can go and use that event as a chance to meet up and that sort of thing. So it has definitely been well thought out. Again, it's separate. When you do any messaging within the dating app, it is not connected to Facebook Messenger. It is completely separate. If you are familiar with Facebook Workplace and how that tool works as like an intranet for workplaces, the dating app will be very similar in that context. It's technically a part of Facebook and you're connected through your profile, but everything that happens in that space is completely separate than what's happening in your profile. So you don't have to worry about that fact that like, oh, now all my friends and family are going to see that I'm trying to date people through Facebook. No, nobody would need to know, but think of the amount of people you could connect with. I mean, as somebody who's doing the online dating thing, and I'm like not ashamed to admit it, you guys, but the eHarmony, the Match, I don't do no Tinder. I don't do no Bumble. Like, let me just put that up there. I don't do those. No, mama, don't play that game. But there's only so many people on those apps, and you quickly exhaust your options in your area. Even in a big city like San Diego, you do quickly exhaust your options. So on Facebook, where it is literally almost every single person in your area is on Facebook, whereas only a fraction of them may be on one of the dating apps, this does give you a much broader reach and a much better chance to actually find somebody that you want to connect with. And to Mark's point, he said, this is not about hookups. It is about long-term relationships. And that is what they are working towards. So I'm assuming, like I said, based on the way they're doing the groups and the events type things, and the way they're building it to be a communication tool and that sort of thing, that it will be a bigger focus on something more like a Match, eHarmony kind of more lasting relationship, a little less Tinder, a little less Bumble, that sort of thing. Okay, so Vets for Biz said, what the hell would you need that for? Because mama's busy. Mama's got to find a man, and I ain't got time to go out and do it the old-fashioned way. So I can go through online, and I can get my decisions made a whole lot quicker. I'm all about efficiency, and online makes life efficient. I'm just saying. Simply Social Media said, I knew you were going to say this. Dr. Landrow is here as well. Vets for Biz said, oh, so you can stalk them. That makes sense. Well, that too. Mike Alton said, no shame. You're freaking busy. Meeting great guys isn't easy. # truth, Mike. Jessica is laughing at me. Ask Evie said, online dating can work. She's living proof. I love that. Living the Life of Randy said, I have a hard time believing you're single. 100%. Totally single right now. Not even. For those of you who aren't super familiar with my background, my divorce finalized last year. Still very amicable with my ex. We co-parent really well, have a great friendship for with my sake of being a parent to my daughter and all that kind of stuff. And we talk all the time. So we're still friendly, but nope, 100% single, doing the dating thing, having fun. So little insight into my personal life. Ask Evie said, how else would a pilot and a nerd meet otherwise? And I think I remember you telling me that you met through a dating app, but that is actually kind of a funny story because he's a pilot and you're a total you like I said, you're a nerd. You do web design and all this, geeky stuff that we do. And it's not normal that your lives would probably normally intersect. Perfection Chocolates is here. Hey, Chocolate Johnny is in the house. Watson KS said, maybe I'll have better luck with Facebook. Quit Grindr years ago and other apps suck. Yeah, Grindr is not where you want to be. I'm just saying. Like I said, I do the eHarmony, I do the Match. I can admit to those. I'm not doing any of those other ones. That is just not my style. I'm just going to say. So, Facebook dating, excited! Okay, so I'm moving on because I talked about that for a long time and we still have a lot of stuff to get through. Another thing that Facebook announced is the clear history option. And you guys, as a user, this is going to be something people are very interested in, I think. I think they're doing this, honestly, as more of a, hey, we're offering this. How accessible it will be, how much people will really pay attention to it, how much people will really use it, I think remains to be seen. I think the average user won't necessarily understand the clear history and the whole, like you clear your browser history, like clear your cookies, all that kind of stuff. It's the same concept for Facebook. So it would clear all your history. Now, again, as a user, I don't care. I don't. I want targeted ads. I want ads that are going to serve me products I'm going to buy. And yes, I have bought numerous things from Facebook ads because they are perfectly targeted to me and something that I actually, well, I'm going to say want. I don't usually need them, but I want them, and so I go and buy them. I don't want crappy ads. I don't want things that are not targeted towards me. I don't want to waste my time. I have no problem with that. Some people do. So if you want to clear your history, they're moving in that direction to be able to clear that history. Now, when you do that, you accept the consequences. That the ads that will come your way are going to be ridiculous. You will be a 60-year-old male getting a target or a non-targeted ad for a 25-year-old female because you cleared your history and now Facebook doesn't know what you want to see. Consequences of your actions, people. If you want, convenience and you want all the nice things that Facebook does for you, you're gonna have to leave your history alone. So when you clear the history, the algorithm's going to have to resort. It's going to have to refigure out what you want. So you can absolutely do it. How well this is going to work as a marketer? Not excited about it. It's going to make advertising really hard. You're going to have much higher, I think, costs because now it's going to be like, oh, you're just shooting the net up to 20,000 people. And maybe 2,000 of them are actually targeted audiences. So you're paying to reach those other 18,000 people. So your ad price is going to go up. But hey, everyone's got to be happy, right? So get used to it. Okay, so that was basically the roundup for Facebook. Okay, so then they talked about Instagram. Instagram! Loving all the updates. I'm just saying. Well, all but one. I actually don't like this first one very much. So I do, but I don't. The Explore page is getting a makeover. So right now when you go to Explore, it's all kind of mumbo jumbo, right? Like there's, a wedding photo and a dog video and a foodie thing over here and then a shoe thing. I'm talking about my own Explore because these are all the things that, for some reason, I get a lot of wedding photos. I think it's because I follow some photographers. And so Instagram assumes I like weddings. But I'm like, no. As we just talked about, I'm looking on the dating app. I'm not getting married. I don't need none of that going on in my life. So Mike Alton said he's not worried about people clearing history. Clarify. Are you not worried because you don't think they're going to do it? Or you're not worried about the repercussions of them doing it? Clarify. I would love to know because Mike Alton's one of the smartest people I know. So when he has something to say, I want to listen to him. So anyways, while he clarifies that, so the Explore tab on Instagram now is going to be sorted by topics. So you can see one topic and everything in that topic. So if it was a food kind of topic, everything in that screen would be food. And then you could move to the next topic and that would be all your cats and, silly, goofy videos. Mike Alton's saying they won't do it. I agree. I don't think most people will do it. And they may do it once because they're like, oh, I need to go in and clear my history. All this is fresh in my mind. And they will go in and clear it, but they won't do it again. Like they'll forget about it. They won't understand that they need to do this like regularly. And Facebook's pretty smart. Like within a couple weeks, it's going to figure out what you want to know again. Like it's no joke. It's going to be pretty quick to figure you out again once you've cleared your history. So I do agree with Mike on that sense. I don't think a lot of people will do it. They may do it once, but I don't think they're going to do it repetitively. Ken is saying, oh, join another Explore tab makeover. I know. Like how many times do they change the Explore tab, you guys? A lot. Dark Moon Nails is here. Daria Jameson, good to see you, sweetie. So anyways, the Explore tab is getting that new layout. They are launching video chat for Instagram. So this is like a whole new level of video chat. So you can invite, they showed it with you and 3 people. I'm assuming that 4 is the max, but they didn't specify that. So I honestly don't know if that's the case. But you could be like you and 1 friend. So you could do a video chat. And this is private. It's not Instagram Live. It's not like you're out there. You basically go in through your direct messages and you can basically do a live video chat with somebody or multiple people. And you can go in and have that conversation back and forth. Again, this could be great for friends. It could be great if you're at a location, if you're all at a concert or on vacation together, or if maybe you're traveling and you want to call home to people. Like I use Facebook Messenger a lot of times when I want to chat with my daughter on video because my ex has an iPhone and I have an Android. So we can't do like a FaceTime thing. So we'll do Facebook Messenger video. Well, now we could do Instagram video. So maybe that would be more reliable. Maybe it'd have better interface. We'll have to wait and see. But it's kind of the same idea as like a Messenger video chat. So be interesting to see how that rolls out. It also allows you the option to actually minimize. There's a button in the top when you're in the video chat screen, and it actually minimizes it on your screen. So you can go through your phone and actually scroll. And Vets Forbid said, did you max out your bandwidth? I've got Choppy. Yeah, I'm seeing myself kind of blitz in and out a little bit, you guys. Like I said, I had to go off my Wi-Fi, so I'm running on my data plan. So usually it's pretty reliable, but I know I'm getting a little bit choppy. So hopefully you'll just bear with it. And if you miss anything really important, you can always come over to YouTube and watch the replay over on YouTube. So anyways, you can minimize that video chat, and then you can go and you can scroll through your Instagram DMs. You can go over and go to a different browser, different feature anywhere on your phone, and no one in the video chat can actually see what is on your screen. So they're just seeing your face on the video chat. They're not seeing what's going on your screen. But it's a chance for you could go and pull up Yelp and be like, oh, hey, I want to go check out this place. And so you can be doing that while you're on the video chat, which is very handy. Dark Moon Nails is saying it's choppy as well. I kind of thought it might be because I know a lot of people have been dropping off and not staying on. So I do apologize, you guys. Like I said, unfortunately, sometimes technology just doesn't always cooperate with us. But the full replay is being broadcast over on what's Danny's saying, shut up. Oh, I'm wondering if she's talking about the dating. She's talking about that over here on YouTube. But I am recording this simultaneously over on YouTube, so you can always watch this over there as well on the replay. Okay, so what else is coming to Instagram? They are adding AR camera effects, augmented reality camera effects. These are being rolled out across all the apps through WhatsApp as well. But so you would now be able to actually have a filter on your story that would be available to your followers. And it got kind of complicated how this whole thing worked out, where only your followers can see that custom augmented reality filter that you put on there, but other people could see it and put it on their own to try it. It was this kind of whole, the way they were kind of rolling it up was definitely a little bit interesting. So, well, I'll be interested to see how that really does roll up, but it is a whole new level of adding filters. It's a full-blown augmented reality filter that you can have, and you can do custom filters on there as well. There's going to be third-party integration. I know a lot of people are super excited about third-party integration. I'm talking things like GoPro and Spotify, meaning if you are on your Spotify channel and you see something that you're like, hey, I love this song and I'm totally grooving out to it, then what you can do, Tanya is in the house, girl. You are running late, girl. It's all good. I love you. Mwah. If you have those, let's say you're on Spotify, you can actually now have a direct integration to Instagram stories. So you can take that Spotify song, share it to your Instagram stories. It will show up in your stories. You can add, your text, and you can add all your, filters and your stickers, whatever you want to add. And then when it posts, it's a hot link back to that Spotify account, meaning you can have someone else go click on that and they can go listen to that same song now on Spotify and either add it to their channel, that sort of thing. Same thing for GoPro. You can actually take your GoPro videos and upload them directly into your stories. So another way to share a whole new level of interactions through Instagram stories. So that should be really fun to see roll out. They specifically mentioned GoPro and Spotify. I'm sure there will be more to come as they move through that third-party integration. They're also adding more AI and context filters to the things that will appear in the Explore page. Explore is already heavily algorithmically sorted based on you. I kind of told you some of the things that show up in my Explore feed. That's based on the things that I interact with and that I'm most likely to watch. I'm obsessed with all things royal family, so I get a lot of royal family posts and updates in my Explore page. So that's going to get even more advanced. They're putting even more technology behind that to give you even more catered content to you. And they're adding a bullying filter with better learning systems. So right now there's already a bit of a bullying filter on Instagram, and there's ways to go in and you can actually choose to block certain people, block certain words, comments, those sorts of things. Now they're going to even augment that even further for more reporting issues, blocking issues, things like that to prevent bullying and harassment on Instagram. So they're working towards that as well, which I think is really, really good. Just catching up on comments. So we've also got Deborah Main Designs is in the house. Tanya said, I'm working on my empire, Ken and Jen. Good. You work on that empire, girl. You build it all the way to the top. I'm just saying. Watson K said, sweet, I missed the GoPro part. Yeah, that's really cool. I think that'll be really fun to see that go up. So, okay, so that was the Instagram updates. WhatsApp had a number of updates as well. WhatsApp is also introducing the group video calling. So just like they had that video calling feature rolling out to Instagram, they are rolling that out to WhatsApp. They are doing a ton more development for businesses in the app. So WhatsApp for Business, they're working with much more in terms of business capacity. Did I put down they have currently on WhatsApp, they have 2 billion minutes of video calls. I think that was per month, but I didn't write down the rest of the stat, but I'm pretty sure that was per month. And they currently have 3 million accounts using WhatsApp for Business. So they're putting a bigger push behind that WhatsApp for Business to get more people using that. So there's going to be more features, more push, more capabilities, more functionality, integration, all that sort of stuff coming your way. And they're adding stickers to WhatsApp. So just like we have all those stickers that we're used to using in Instagram stories, they're going to be putting that in those stickers and features into the WhatsApp as well. And Tanya is saying, WhatsApp! Oh my God, you're hilarious, girl. I love you. Okay, so Messenger had a bunch of updates as well. So first of all, Messenger is getting a whole redesign. It didn't look that different. Did anybody else watching it think it looked that different? Like, I'm just saying. It looked a little bit different, but I didn't think it was like revolutionary. Like I guess it's something to talk about because we all noticed, like on Instagram, when they changed the thickness of the heart and the arrows and stuff, we all notice. Like we notice these little minute details, but apparently Messenger is getting a whole new redesign and whole new layout. I didn't think it looked that different. And based on the audience reaction, I don't think they thought it looked all that different either. So if anybody thought it looked dramatically different, please tell me. But it is cleaner and a faster layout. It is meant to be more interactive in terms of speed and that sort of thing as well. So that'll be interesting to see what that looks like when it comes out. They are also adding the AR camera effects to Messenger. So this is something that they're definitely pushing with the whole augmented reality. We know this was coming. They've been pushing this for a long time in terms of growth and development into the future. They've been talking about the AR for a while at different conferences and events and launches. So this was not a surprise that they talked a lot about the AR functionality and that they're doing more of this within the family of apps. Watson KS said, well, if they roll out a WhatsApp for Business iOS app, then they will just get more users, # saying, just saying. Yeah, so that would be great. And Mike Collins said, funny, I thought the audience was asleep most of the time. Live, love, wisdom, growth just joined us as well. Mike, it was kind of funny. Like, there were times, I will admit, like, it seemed like they were legitimately, like, participating. Like, they were laughing and you could hear them. And then there are other times where, like, you kind of, like, and trust me, as a speaker, totally understand the feeling of everyone, like, being dead silent in a room where you're like, I totally just dropped a joke and I got nothing, like no response. There were a bunch of times that they were talking about a bunch of features and no response, like oohs and ahs and laughs and cheers, nothing, like silence. And I'm like, okay, is it just bad audio? Like sometimes because you're listening to the mic, like that's the audio you're getting is the mic feed, that you're not hearing the audience. So it may have just been like not good quality, but then there would be times where like you would totally hear the audience. And I'm like, okay, so you can hear them. It's not like you can't hear them. So it was kind of funny that there were times I was like, really? No interaction? Okay, just saying. All right. So then also with Messenger, going back to the businesses and using the bots, again, chat bots are open in terms of the embargo that was currently on them up until yesterday. That has been lifted. So chatbots are ready to be built again. They're putting a bigger push towards chatbots. There was a stat, if I can pull up my note without knocking over the camera. There are currently 300,000 active Messenger chatbots. Not a ton, but that's a lot. Still, when you think about it, like this is a relatively new trend, and there's currently 300,000 active Messenger bots. There are 8 billion messages between businesses and people every single month. 8 billion messages between businesses and people every single month. That is a lot of messaging going on. So you can see how a chatbot would eliminate some of that personal like responsibility to be there and immediately respond. The chatbot can jump in as an automation, almost like an automated email. It's something that you can jump in and be like, thanks so much for your message. We'll respond to you during normal business hours from, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or whatever it is. So, you could have that so they get an immediate response and don't wonder why no one's responded to them, things like that. So it's definitely something to consider because there's a lot of messaging going on. And I got this stat and data from Stephanie's article. Companies are reporting a 90% open rate on Messenger chatbots messages. It's a whole lot of messages in that stat. Companies are reporting 90% open rates on Messenger chatbot messages. So people who are using the chatbots are seeing a 90% open rate. Ain't nobody's email getting that kind of open rate, I'm just saying. And bot users are spending 20% more than other customers. So the people who are interacting with those chatbots are getting into a funnel. They're getting into a conversation path with that company. They're more likely to convert than people who are not using the chatbots. So definitely to be interested in going forward. So I had a poll in my Facebook group, Jen's Trends in Social Media, and I asked people's thoughts on chatbots. It seems like most people are not using them and want to learn more. Some people are kind of waiting to see if it's just a fad. And some people are definitely already using them and they want to use more of them. So it seems like this is definitely something that is being more and more talked about. I don't think it's necessarily a fad. If it is, I don't think it's a short-lived fad. I think it's something that's going to be around for a little while, if not a long time. So it'll be very interesting to see how that kind of information is used. As if my girl was here, if my girl Amanda was here, she would appreciate this inside joke that marketers ruin everything. And marketers will ruin chatbots. They are built for marketers, but they will still manage to ruin them. Stadio is saying he wants them for groups, and I agree. I think that will eventually be the play. As they grow in functionality, I can imagine they would roll them out to groups, especially for that kind of direct communication, and they're putting such a push into groups. I could see that being a play. To what level of integration, I don't know. And when that would come, I don't know. They didn't talk about that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen, to be completely honest. Okay, and we're getting close. So we're at about the 45-minute mark here, you guys. Finally, something that did come out. So those were the major highlights and the things that kind of came out from the F8 conference. The other thing that came out either last night or today, I can't remember where exactly and when it popped because all these things are popping up at the same time, it seems like. But there is a new app for your phone for the Facebook family. Facebook Analytics now has its own app. No, I have not downloaded it. I'm going to hold out at least for a day or two, and then I'll jump on the damn bandwagon and I'll download Facebook Analytics because I do actually want to see what's in there. I've seen some screenshots. Ken Watson KS is using it, I believe. I believe you downloaded it. So it will be interesting to see how that is completely different. It does allegedly give you the choice of what you want to see in your primary dashboard. So you can choose what metrics are most important to you, and you can have those as your dashboard. Tanya's laughing at me saying, haha, a day or two. I'm like, I ain't got time this week to download no more apps. And Ken saying, yeah, last night. So it's one of those things, you guys, it's going to happen. I'm going to download it. I'm going to put it on my damn phone with all my other Facebook apps that have taken over that page of my phone. But it's inevitable. We need them. Like they'll push everything towards that. And it does correlate. My understanding, again, I haven't dove into this very much, but is that it will actually combine like your Facebook page analytics and group analytics. It would be great if it would integrate Messenger and Chatbot and Instagram and WhatsApp all in one great analytics tool. Maybe someday. But I know that it did say it would do your Facebook page. I believe it also will incorporate the groups and possibly Messenger. I think Messenger is included in there as well. So it'll be interesting to see how much analytic really pulls into that, how it differs from what you get in the other services and that sort of thing. So, but if this is a way to get group analytics in an easy way, I am signing myself up. I will jump on that bandwagon because those are things that we could definitely want to get a hold of. Mike Alton said, hashtag all the apps. Julie at Simply Social Media said, my eyes, pretty much. Nuber Fran is here as well. Live, Love, Wisdom, Grow said sounds interesting. Tanya Plummer Fit said, I might download that app. Hashtag not a fan of Facebook. I love you, girl. And Watson KS said hashtag the dream. So, and then over here on YouTube, Danny saying, now that's asking a lot, LOL. Yeah, I know. But a girl could dream, a girl could hope. So that was essentially all of the updates, all of the big news from yesterday. They had a bunch of people come out, like I said, after Mark Zuckerberg to talk about the individual platforms, and put all of this on here in more, in much more detail. So you can always go back and watch that replay of the entire thing. If you want, in my group, I do have the link to that broadcast from yesterday where you can go back and watch that replay. Shavana Smith said that would be awesome though. And also website analytics. And I think, again, we're not going to get website analytics in any of that because that's never going to be integrated, but they're going to, I think, ideally give you more in terms of things like, especially if you're running pixels or any of that sort of information, I would assume that kind of stuff would show up. And I think that's trackable to Facebook. So at least clicks to your website or those sorts of things from campaign management, those I assume are going to be showing up in that analytics thing. Again, I haven't downloaded it yet. I do not have time this week. I got deadlines up up the yin yang right now, trying to, get everything done. So I don't have time to dive into this, but I will dive into it. And I will find some smart people to learn from and share more information with you guys as I learn more about that analytics tab or analytics app as well. Ken said right now, all I see is my pages and all the pixels data. And Stadio said Facebook analytics doesn't work for groups. It doesn't, the Facebook analytics doesn't, but I think the app was saying that it would integrate with groups. And I think that was the direction they were going, that's what I really want to see. So I'm hoping that is the case. And Mike Alton said big changes coming to the Insights API as well. Yes, we can always expect this. There will be lots of changes. You guys, Mike is, like I said, one of the smartest people I know. And he knows a lot about what's going on in the back end. He is, I don't know your exact title. I'm horrible, Mike. I'm so sorry, but he works for Agorapulse. Okay, and Stadio is saying it's not showing for groups at the moment. So again, maybe that's something that'll be rolling out in terms of future anticipation, or maybe I'm combining things in my mind that don't exist that I want to make exist. So I'm just pretending like they exist and being like, hey, they're coming, but they're really not. So it'll be interesting to see if that does happen. But like I said, Mike works for Agorapulse, and he is super smart as it is. But working for Agorapulse, he has a much broader understanding of what's going on in the back end with the API. Brand evangelist, there it is. I'm like, I know it has something to do with brand, but I don't know what his real title is. I didn't want to get it wrong. So he's a brand evangelist for Agorapulse. He goes, it's okay, I made it up. I love it. So he's well aware of a lot of things that are going on with that backend, with that API. And Agorapulse is very well connected with the Facebook world in terms of Facebook, Instagram, that sort of stuff. They have great reputations with all the major social media platforms as a dashboard and management tool. So they're well connected in terms of the API and reauthorizations and those sorts of things. So when those changes come out, which does happen frequently and it's been happening a lot lately, then those are things that, he does have access to. And when he has that information, he shares it in the Facebook group and things like that. So if you guys are in the Facebook group, then you'll see those notifications as well. Corey, my co-author, is here as well. Natural Belle Femme is here. Corey said she was late to the party. No worry, girl, you're here. You can watch the replay. Watson K said Jen is on the hashtag the Dreamland. Yep, I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming about things for groups being in analytics, and I said it, therefore it's going to be true. I'm just saying. Should be true. Facebook, are you listening to little old me? Just saying. And Carrie Keenan is here as well. Good to see you, sweetie. So, oh, and now I'm running out of power. See, this is what happens. I didn't pay attention. Let me just plug this in. We're going to be done here in a second anyways, but let me plug this in and give myself some battery. There we go. Just to keep life interesting, battery's got to die, Wi-Fi's got to die, everything's got to die. I love technology. Okay, so, I think that pretty much wraps it up anyways. So thank all of you for tuning in. If those of you who came in late want to catch any of the things we talked about, all the Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger updates from the FA conference, you can come back and watch this replay here on Instagram for 24 hours. I know this video is kind of choppy and not the best quality. Life happens, but the full recording will be on YouTube within minutes. As soon as I hit the end broadcast over on YouTube, that video will upload there and be available for viewing. So you can go and watch the replay over on YouTube if that's easier and better audio, better quality video, that sort of thing. So hopefully that makes it easier on you guys. As always, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for the conversation, the feedback, the participation in all the updates that came out. And like I said, make sure you go check out Lights Camera Alive for my girl Stephanie, and check out her recent blog post with all the updates on all of this as well. Danny, it was great to see you. Thanks for tuning in over here on YouTube as well. And I will see all of you again in 2 weeks. It's been great chatting. Bye. All right. YouTubers, I'm out. Have a great time, a great night, and feel free to leave any comments on this if you are catching this on the replay, if you have any questions or anything else. Thank you much.